hello, and good afternoon. My name is Amanda, and welcome to Harmony Portal Tarot. For this pick a card reading, we are going to be figuring out what you can expect for the very first month of 2023. January 2023 is upon us, so this is going to be your guidance for the month of January 2023. So if you are new to pick a card readings, I just ask that you close your eyes, take a couple of deep cleansing breaths to center your energy, and focus in on pile number 1 with the green flower, pile number 2 with the yellow flower, and pile number 3 with the pink flower. If more than one pile calls out to you, there may be messages in multiple piles for you. But once you've selected that pile or piles, you can go ahead and check the description box below for the timestamps, and I also pin them as a top comment. Please remember though, these are general readings, so only take the information that resonates with you in your life and just go ahead and leave the rest behind. Without delaying this any further, I'm going to give you a moment to meditate on your cards, and I will see you over at your reading. Hello, group number 1. Welcome to your January 2023, I can't believe I'm saying that, in-depth prediction or reading guidance for the month ahead. And wow, not only are we starting a whole new year, we are starting it in a Mercury retrograde. Yes, December 29th, 2022, Mercury is going retrograde till January 18th. So those of you that are watching in advance, let me just say it might be a really good idea, any sort of New Year's resolution or goals or plans that you're trying to make at the end of this year, try to make them, if you can, quite possibly swing it by the 29th so that they are set in a bit of stone outside of Mercury retrograde. But not only that, the year 2023 is a universal year number 7, which is all about introspection, self-knowledge, self-wisdom, really going within and tuning into your own intuition and using your own inner self as your guide this year. This does not mean that you cannot seek guidance outside of yourself, but this is at least asking you to really come back to center and try to get your highest guidance from your inner self before going outside of yourself. So all of that being said, we're going to go ahead and I'll probably move this little guy over here out of the way. So let's go ahead and deal our tarot. We're going to do our regular monthly spread. That's too many, but this one is coming out for the past energy. Ooh, so we have the Explorer of Cups, or Knight of Cups. For the month of January itself, we have the Three of Wands. I'm loving this 2023 energy already. If you are looking for a deeper dive into the 2023 energies, I do have a 2023 pick a card reading also available here on my channel. I will be linking that in the description below. So for the future conditions, so this is the end of January, taking us around probably through March of 2023, we have Temperance. So for your best path to follow in January 2023, we have the Elder of Swords, or the King of Swords. For your wish fulfillment, we have Strength. Like I said, I'm loving this already. Loving it. All right, one more for the outcome for group 1. January. Ooh, 8 of Pentacles. Yes! Yes, kings. Yes, queens. Let me get this straightened out and we will be right back. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start with the card you used to select the pile, which will indicate the underlying energies for the month ahead here. And we have Psilocybin. I never know if I'm saying that right, but the card is about commune or community. Coming together, finding like-minded individuals to, live with or surround yourself with, to partner with, to hang out with, to communicate with, whatever that looks like for you. We've also got the number 49, so that might be relevant to your month ahead. But 4 plus 9 equals 13, and 1 plus 3 equals 4. So this is about stability and security, finding that stability and security not only just with yourself, but with those in your community and those that you have vetted as your soul family and people that you love. So for the past energy coming in for you from December, November, maybe even as far back as, say, October, we've got the Knight of Cups, the Explorer of Cups here. And this is you may have done in the recent past a lot of soul searching, a lot of, examining these deeper connections in your life, or, connections you thought were deeper than they actually were. They were maybe possibly more surface level. But you are trying to find your place in the world and your place in community these last few months, and maybe that's continuing into this month of January. But I feel like you've got a nice stable footing with what you have to offer, what others have to offer, and just the way forward. Because in the way forward here for the month of January itself, we have the Three of Wands, which is finally moving forward, finally taking action on something you quite possibly have been trying to get into motion for a while. Maybe the timing wasn't right, maybe the circumstances just hadn't lined up, and other people possibly being on board with a certain thing. But there is a sense of celebration with all of this energy that we've uncovered, at least in the first 3 cards here. And quite possibly some of you might be taking a trip this month. Three of Wands a lot of times can indicate travel or even moving locations, moving jobs, moving, just a movement of energy coming in to support you on your opportunities, in your job, in your personal connections. Just all sorts of areas of life are just feeling this massive up level and forward momentum. It's like, when they're this is what I'm seeing, is when they let people onto the Ferris wheel or some sort of carnival ride. To get started, it's like we gotta let everyone on the ride, and then the ride happens, and then when the ride's over, you gotta wait and let this group off, and then this group off, and then this group off. So it's almost like the last few months had been like a waiting period, either before the ride starts or after the ride, to start something new, to go find a new ride to get on. And now there's finally forward momentum. The ride has begun. You are ready. And of course, because we have the Temperance here at the end of January, take us into February, March, I guess maybe even as far out as April, because there's no hard stop to these energies, as I always say. But with this Temperance here, I'm really getting an as above, so below vibe with this depiction here on the Spacious Tarot card. But this is about moderation, because, if the fire gets too close to this ice, the ice is going to melt, and then the fire would have completely consumed the ice. So it's about finding a nice balance to allow the ice to do what it needs to do, the fire to do what it needs to do, and then whatever's created in the middle, which is like this steam that's going through here, of the combination of. So it's almost like, what are you bringing to the table? What is someone else or another group of other someone else's bringing to the table? And then what is it that you are creating together? For somebody, that might be a child or some sort of project or business endeavor, something you're working together with either one other person or a group of people to create something completely new and fresh and amazing. I'm seeing so many divinely inspired ideas, but this is mostly coming as a result of you tuning into your inner self, not settling, setting proper boundaries. And boundaries is even kind of a dirty word. Really, maybe we're just saying you're just raising your standards. A standard seems less, I guess, intrusive than a boundary, but there are certain people that you need some definite strong boundaries with, or, you're just raising your standards so much that certain people aren't allowed, past the gate, is really what I'm seeing. Kind of back to that carnival example. If they don't have a ticket, they ain't riding this ride. That's what I'm seeing energetically speaking with your energy. If someone just isn't on the wavelength that you are on, again, there's no shade, there's no better or worse in this analogy here. It's just like is really attracting like with this. And you're just not settling for treatment or being put in a box in any way in the month of January, and then even moving forward all the way probably through April. So for your best path to follow here, we have the Elder of Swords. Well, the Elder of Swords, the King of Swords, has no qualms about speaking his mind, speaking his truth. So you guys really are speaking up for what you know is right, whether this is something for you, something for a group of people, and I think it's going to be both, because you do have the commune card. It's all about the family or the group dynamic, but also really balancing that out with tuning into yourself. So yes, spending a lot of time with people that you love, your family, your coworkers, your friends, whatever that looks like, but also balancing that out, tempering it out by spending enough time with yourself to know what it is that you want in this life and in every different area of your life. And then speaking that into being, taking action, getting these ideas, writing them down, moving forward with them. Because in your wish fulfillment here, we have strength, which is a tuning in to that inner resource. We've got a depiction here of a desert. And this is, the cactus is very, very adept at taking every little raindrop, every little resource, and really saving it for that, quote unquote, not rainy day in the desert, right? Saving it, tucking it away for when it's desperately needed, and really tuning or tapping into those inner resources that actually are limitless. It's just as humans, we feel very limited in our ability to tune into these really deep and masterful inner nuggets of amazingness that are within each of us. But your wish coming true is you are tapping the well, almost like an oasis in the desert is really what I'm seeing here, energetically speaking, or maybe even physically for some of you. You're feeling like, the weight has been lifted, a big breath of fresh air has come in, you're finally moving forward. So your wish coming true is you're really knowing that you are more capable, you are more beautiful, you are more amazing than you've ever possibly ever given yourself credit for. And giving yourself that much needed, not from an egotistical standpoint, but from a soul standpoint, pat on the back this month. That's what you're receiving and achieving, I'm seeing. So we have here for your outcome of the tarot, we still have a couple decks to get into the mix here with the Oracle, and I apologize if this weed little guy here keeps moving. I'm trying to weigh him down so he doesn't move so much. But your outcome here is the Eight of Pentacles. So yes, you're just diligently working away and honing your craft, honing your skills, and going back to your underlying energy card here of community or commune. A lot of times these very conscious communities will come together and they will build something from the ground up. So a lot of times it does take that initial elbow grease to get something going and to really start honing some skills or crafts. I mean, think about when you first learn anything, whether it be piano or watercolor or computer programming. I mean, whatever it is that you're trying to learn or accomplish, a new language. It's going to be very precarious, a lot of starts and stops at the beginning usually. But then once you get in this flow, it's almost like you are diving in, you're learning more, you are just so immersed in it that time almost just doesn't exist, and you are really honing your skills, learning and learning and learning and accomplishing, and you're starting to see the fruits of your labor. That's kind of more of a Nine of Pentacles thing, but I really do see you with this strength as your wish fulfillment, is you're seeing that even if you're not seeing those fruits of your labor yet in January, you're having this strong, unwavering faith that is coming from deep within inside of you, that I know that this work, this effort, this attention I'm putting into these relationships, this job, this project, this passion of mine, whatever it is, that you know unwaveringly that it's paying off in such a big way. Again, you may not see all the fruits of this labor being reaped in the month of January here, but I say by April, as this reverberation effect rolls out through April, you're really going to start to see a lot of that Nine of Pentacles energy start to come in. And then, of course, as the year progresses, quite possibly even 10 of Pentacles energy, because there's the progression here. Yay, I love it. Okay, let's see what else our wonderful group ones can expect for the month of January 2023. Can't believe I'm saying 2023. Okay. We have the first house with a rival. Yes, and the first house in astrology is your personality, is your body, is your physical part of your incarnation, and sometimes a lot of your mental capabilities or capacities as well, personality. But we've got the number 39 here, which adds up to 12, which adds up to 3, which is about community. That's a number of community coming together, collaboration, corroboration, working together. Also your creative endeavors, your creative passions. Because it is the first house, some of you might really be wanting to figure out in a creative way how to express yourself with your looks, your hair, your, just really allowing certain pieces and facets of your personality to really shine and come out to the light. And with the next card, we have the Descendant, which is the invitation. So we've got the axis of not only the first house, but also the 7th house here. Descendant, this is the invitation for you to arrive. So again, it's a balancing, like we were talking about already, of going within and really focusing on yourself, but also focusing on the group, the greater good, the ones that you love, the ones you connect with, your community, whatever that looks like for you. But also your significant other relationship, or just any really soul relationship in your life. We've got the number 37 here, which adds up to a 10. New beginnings might be coming for some of you in your relationships. The way you communicate, the way you connect, the way you're moving forward. Maybe you're moving in a whole new direction with this relationship or friendship or whatever it is than you ever could have imagined. But to me, this is so supported by your inner self, by the one true light, God's source. We're not channeling any false light entities here. No, we are not. We are going right to the source of God, Creator Spark, the original creator of all that is. And of course, we each have a fractal of that infinite creator within us. So tuning into your own inner guidance is like tuning into God's source, spark, whatever you want to call that original light. Okay, so let's go ahead and get a couple more from this deck, and then I also want to pull some self-care messages, just because, it is the first of the year. A lot of times there's a lot of pressure on us to just go be all the things we've ever wanted to be, setting resolutions and stuff, but that's not really what this is all about. This is about taking a balanced and moderate approach. Yes, it's amazing to have these goals, wishes, dreams, ideas, desires, but we need a roadmap. Even if things don't go 100% according to this plan or this roadmap, at least you have a kind of loose structure surrounding what it is you're wanting to create, who it is you're wanting to become, or allow more of your true essence, your true soul light to come forward. But we are finding more ways to operate in our higher envisioning for our life, not just settling for the status quo, but really wanting to tune in, tap in, and spend time, effort, attention, and energy, really do the work with our internal environment and of course also our external environment. So additional guidance for group number 1. Okay, there's 2 cards there. Okay. So we have here the return. It's funny because we have arrival and the return. So some of you are arriving at a place you've already been, but you can never return the same person that you were when you first left or went out on your quest, whatever that looks like. And with the return here, it says a new story. You decide, alignment, it's coming together. Yes, this, brand new year, brand new month of the fresh new year, universal year number 7, underlying the beautiful energy of the new beginning of January, you are deciding what story. You're the one picking up that pen this month and deciding what it is you're going to write for the story of your life. Not anyone else can pick up that pen and do it for you. A lot of times we think other people can do it, and maybe we even pass that pen and someone starts to write, but eventually it all comes crashing down, or, those pages get ripped out of the notebook and crumpled up and thrown away because they are not who we truly are. We need to be the ones creating our reality, creating our life, and not allowing outside interference and opinions and, 3D constructs, false light entities, and all this to be the ones to create our life. Yes, we are in a way co-creating with all of these external forces and sometimes internal forces, but we need to also show up in the driver's seat. And we have here the breathing rose, heart healing, emotions, connections, and time eases. So yes, getting back to the connections of those relationships, really doing that healing and inner work in certain relationships, specifically for some of you with your significant other or the person that you consider your person, whether that's your child, your parent, a really close friend, a significant other, a lover, a partner, someone who maybe has crossed over that you just really, really deeply wish you could connect to. You can connect to this person. The portal through is in your heart. And so heart healing is so important. So many of us are just bombarded with really toxic representations of love when we are incarnated. The love that, love, I'll put it in parentheses or in quotes like this. Love is so jaded, so falsified, just so toxic. The word love even can get people to roll their eyes a lot of times. I mean, just listen to almost any love song, almost any love story in a TV show or a movie. Not all, let's put it out there, not all, but most of it is just inundated with codependency, toxicity, selfishness, greed, just, so much just junk that we don't need, and it isn't a true representation of love. But you're getting back, maybe even through connecting to your breath with the breathing rose here, but you're getting back to basics with the return. You're returning to that source within you, that inner self that is really acting as your wish fulfillment this month, is tuning back into who you are on a deeper, higher level. So let's also wrap this up with a few self-care messages for group 1 for January 2023. The first one here we have here is Soul Lesson Joy with the heart chakra. That portal of the heart, yes. And we've got the number 13 here. 1 plus 3 is 4. And this is all about that stability. And remember, the number 49 also added up to 13. So we've got 13, 13. That might be a number you're seeing. But one of the best ways you can really take good care of yourself this month is to tune into the things that bring you joy, that really open your heart to that true unconditional love. And it says here, the lushness, sisterly love, healing hearts beyond. And then we had heart healing here as well. And, you know, with these two sisters embracing each other in a way, this is about that more, you know, sisterly or brotherly love. It doesn't always have to just be romantic love. But at the heart of all true love, it is the same vibration. It is the same feeling. But let's just see. Oh, here's one more. And then we have star with good fortune. So, and the number 36, which adds up to 9. So closing out old cycles where you felt maybe your fortune was evading you, or it was non-existent, or just whatever that looked like in your reality. But you are starting to see this month of January a lot of good fortune, certain cycles closing out to where you can feel more connected, not only to those outside of you, but to that inner source God spark of you that is in existence within this human body, that is not just the meat suit, not just the ego, not just the mind. This is that really deep knowing within you that is the ultimate source of you being able to create the life that is truly meant for you by tuning in to that inner voice, that inner guidance of your heart. So that is your message, Group 1. I hope it resonated. Please feel free to let me know below what you thought, any stories you want to share, and I'm just letting you know we are rapidly approaching that 1,000 subscriber mark. Maybe even by the time you're watching this, we have approached it. And but anyway, I'm doing the giveaway. So what I would love for you to do, if you would like to win a free reading from me, just go ahead and leave a comment on this video or any of my other pick a card readings, not my daily readings, although I would love for you to feel free to be able to leave comments there, but those won't be included in the giveaway. Just any comment that has been on any single one of my pick a cards, I'm just going and intuitively tuning in and selecting one of your comments. And I'm going to be doing 3 readings. So you have at least 3 shots at trying to win yourself a free 10-minute reading from me. So feel free to leave a comment, and that counts as your entry. Of course, it's best if you can like and subscribe as well. That really does help me here on my channel. But thank you so much for all those likes, comments, shares, subscribes, and your donations. Never ever expected, but always greatly appreciated. The link for my PayPal is in the description below for those that would like to donate. If I monetize by the time of this filming, there's also a super thanks. It's located in different places, whether you're online or whether you're on your phone or on your computer. But I just wanted to say thank you guys so much for hanging out with me, and I hope you have a beautiful and blessed January. All right, you guys, bye. Hello, group number 2. Welcome to your January 2023, I can't believe I'm saying that, in-depth prediction or reading guidance for the month ahead. And wow, not only are we starting a whole new year, we are starting it in a Mercury retrograde. Yes, December 29th, 2022, Mercury is going retrograde till January 18th. So those of you that are watching in advance, let me just say it might be a really good idea, any sort of New Year's resolution or goals or plans that you're trying to make at the end of this year, try to make them, if you can, quite possibly swing it by the 29th so that they are set in a bit of stone outside of Mercury retrograde. But not only that, the year 2023 is a universal year number 7, which is all about introspection, self-knowledge, self-wisdom, really going within and tuning into your own intuition and using your own inner self as your guide this year. This does not mean that you cannot seek guidance outside of yourself, but this is at least asking you to really come back to center and try to get your highest guidance from your inner self before going outside of yourself. Right, so let's go ahead and get some tarot in the mix to figure out what you can expect. So we did start. This is going to be the underlying energy of your month of January 2023, and it's the breakthrough card with Ginkgo and the number 39, which adds up to 12, which adds up to 3. So finding really creative ways to have these huge epiphanies and breakthroughs in your life. I'm getting such an excited energy from this already. My crown chakra is a tingling. I'm getting very Merlin vibes, almost like this is the sword and the stone, but Merlin. You are both Merlin and Arthur in this instance. It's so magical and mystical, and that's kind of been a theme already. There's just a lot of lightness of energy, even though we are starting out in that Mercury retrograde, like I'd mentioned. It's almost like you guys are just fine with it. Like you're here to just go with the flow, because this Mercury retrograde, I think, is going to bring through a lot of breakthroughs for you. But let's just see, we're going to deal this out our regular monthly spread. So we're going to start with the past energies you're bringing into the month. Ooh, the High Priestess. You guys have really been tuning into your intuition, seeing through the illusion, the Maya, through the 3D matrix or the false light constructs. You guys have been doing the inner work. Ooh, we've got the Elder of Wands. We're gonna break these down even more very soon here. But I'm just going to get them all laid out, dealt out. So future conditions. So the end of January all the way through about April or so. We've got the Two of Swords coming in hot. All right. So then for your best path to follow for the month of January, we have the Fool. I'm loving that. That's an amazing idea, just to go through it. Okay. Here we go. Whoop. So this is your wish fulfillment. We've got 2 cards here. I actually really love this in the wish fulfillment. We got the 8 of Swords and the 5 of Pentacles in this position. We'll condense them once we get there, but for now we're going to just put them kind of like this so that we make sure we don't forget there's a card underneath it. And then for the outcome for the month of January 2023 for Group 2. And the 8 of Wands, I'm loving that. I'm loving it. Okay, everything's situated a little bit better than it was. So yes, we're going to start with this underlying energy. We already talked about this kind of Merlin, very mystical, very magical energy going on, underlying everything you've got going on here. But even the things that seem to be challenges or problems or issues in your life, these are appearing for you at this time for you to get something. These triggers that are coming up, you are learning some very valuable lessons at this time. Being able, the past few months here, to see through the illusion of what you once thought a relationship or life was one way, now you're seeing it from a completely different viewpoint. It's almost like you were seeing life through a very 2D, very flat Stanley kind of thing, if you know, with the flat Stanley, but just very like paper doll kind of version of life. And now that paper doll has gotten up and it's got some dimension to it. There's facets. You're seeing the back, the side, the front, from below, from above, and you're just being illuminated. And this has been the past few months. So this would be December, November, maybe even as far back as October for many of you. Many epiphanies, many insights, many downloads to the fact that, well, maybe life and this relationship and this situation wasn't exactly what I thought it was. But now that you can see through the illusion of it, you can see the truth, and it's so powerful. We've got the moon symbolism here too as well. So this is about intuition. This is about, again, seeing through the illusion, being able to connect to that intuition, and also the mind. Just knowing that certain thoughts that keep recurring for you are not even your thoughts. These are, false light entities coming in to try to distract you or remind you of your subconscious trauma that's still there. So there might have even been a lot of healing you've been doing these past few months. But bringing us into the month of January itself, we have the Elder of Wands or the King of Wands. So you are really taking it to the streets with your motivation, with your inspiration. Group 1 in this position had the 3 of Wands, and I'm really seeing that as almost like an underlying current, probably through all 3 readings, is just this sense of wanting to move forward. It's time to, yes, we've done a lot of healing, we've done a lot of introspection, we've done a lot of uncovering the veils of illusion, and now we are ready to take action with the knowledge we've gained over the past few months. Because like I was saying, with 2023 being a universal year number 7, yes, there are still going to be moments, even the month of January, where you're getting these epiphanies, these breakthroughs, these aha moments. But for the most part, you're really letting the rubber meet the road. You're getting to work. You're moving forward. There might even be some travel like there was in Group 1, or moving, or just deciding to go a whole new way, a whole new direction. But by the end of the month, So the end of January, taking you into February, March, maybe even as far out as April, we do have the Two of Swords. So a lot of times with the Two of Swords, there can be, a little bit of confusion. They're even crossed, like, I don't know, should I go this way, do I go this way? It's almost like a crossroads energy with these two swords being formed here. But because your underlying energy is basically the Ace of Swords with this breakthrough, this clarity coming in hot, any confusions you have over these next few months, specifically starting at the end of January, after Mercury kind of goes direct around the 18th, I start to see you getting maybe a little more confused, because you think, well, wouldn't I be more confused during Mercury retrograde? Not so fast, Group 1. I think you guys are really getting deeper clarity and insight during Mercury retrograde. Doesn't mean that everything you learned and did during Mercury retrograde has to be undone or repositioned in some way. It basically acts as a new blueprint for you to move forward. But if that doesn't align with the blueprint you had originally, maybe say in December or November or October, or maybe even earlier than those months that we just experienced, you're now deciding, okay, I'm a little confused right now. But again, especially during the January portion of this time, the clarity is there. It's there. If you just seek below the surface, go deep within, you will get the clarity to any confusion, any misunderstanding, just any conflicting energy, either outside or inside of you, in your mind specifically, conflicting thoughts. Well, I should do this because X, Y, and Z, but A, B, and C over here, like, I don't know what to do. But really, you do know what to do, because you do have this sword of truth with the breakthrough card here following you around basically through April. So that's actually such a gift that this came through as your breakthrough energy. So any confusions you have, specifically if you don't have to make any choices or major decisions right that second, don't make them. If you don't have to, don't. But again, that all being said, you are still taking action in a lot of directions. But if there's anything you're really confused about, I would say to give yourself some time to really feel through it, or tune into that inner spark, that inner light guidance that is within you, that inner self. A lot of times when we label that energy a higher self or your soul, a lot of times that feels so out of reach, so far outside of you, but it really isn't. It is within you. So if you just can tune into that source within you that is from the source creator, that is from that fractal of God, we all are, anyone with a soul is but a spark or a piece of that infinite source creator, the true original source creator. I don't know what you want to label that, and you don't even have to label it if you don't want to. But just knowing that you come from somewhere greater than just this existence, that's really all you need. And tuning into that inner guidance is what's going to get you through any confusion or chaos going on in your mind or in your heart. Because your best path to follow here, we have the Fool. So many of you, just kind of, I guess, a spoiler alert or a hot tip in the direction of any confusion you might be having, is the fact that you're maybe going a whole new direction than maybe what you would once have decided upon or done in the past. A direction you would have just by default gone in the past. Now you're kind of at a crossroads, like, I don't know. It doesn't feel good to go that direction anymore. I think I would rather do this. Yes, your best path to follow is to try new things. Take that leap of faith. But again, you're doing your due diligence, your research, you're tuning into your higher aspect to know what is meant for me, what is best for me, what opportunities should I take, what opportunities should I bypass. Because there's always going to be opportunities presented to us. That doesn't mean every opportunity is equal and of our highest good. So it's about really tuning in, using that intuition that you've really been garnering and honing in on the past few months to make the proper decision for your life moving forward. So for your best path to follow, remember we did have these two cards, the Eight of Swords and the Five of Pentacles. The Eight of Swords in its true dignity is one of, just really being stuck in your mind, possibly ego, just feeling trapped, feeling like, all of the power is outside of you. But because this is in the wish fulfillment category, this is you taking back your sovereignty, taking back your power, and really tuning in to that inner light within you that is going to take you in the direction of your highest and best good. So you're basically getting a free pass. I mean, not to say anything won't come up, but for the most part, any false stories you have going on in your mind, your subconscious mind, your conscious mind, your ego popping up, or entities telling you this, that, and the other, you're having breakthroughs through that. It's clearing the mental chaos, the mental fog, the mental lies and deceptions. That Ace of Swords is clearing all of that up. And of course also too with the Five of Pentacles. This is a very mental energy, but the Five of Pentacles is a very physical or material world kind of energy. Feeling like you don't have enough resources, enough money, enough friendships, those connections that more on the physical than the emotional is really what we're tuning into here. But because this is coming out in the wish fulfillment category or position here in your reading, this is letting you know that you are no longer feeling left out in the cold or left out of the inner circle, just having to be that lone wolf. You're feeling included. You're feeling ready to connect and commune with other people. So some of you might even have been drawn or attracted to group 1 if that's your case, or if you're coming from group 1 high, then you already know what we're talking about here. But if you'd like some more information on this group or community or deeper connections in the relationships in your life, definitely check out group 1. But wish fulfillment, you're feeling more included, you're in the inner circle, you are maybe even part of the limelight, and people want your ideas. Where you think, oh, no one cares, no one wants me, no one likes me. No, the exact opposite. People want to know what you have to say. People care about who you are and what you're presenting and what you've got going on. So don't feel left out. You're not going to be feeling too much left out, or if you are, you're clearing it very quickly this month of January. So with the 8 of Wands as your outcome, of course, we're not completely done. We do have some oracle decks to get in the mix here, but for the tarot portion, for your outcome for the month of January, we have the 8 of Wands, which is a very quick-moving, very, just go without thinking kind of thing. And it's almost like the more we try to think and mental process our way into or out of a situation, it's like the more bogged down and stuck we get and confused we get. So it's almost like just trusting that very first instinct that occurs to you when you hear the news of this or about this opportunity or about that. Because your first instinct, your first intuition, your first thought about it usually is the right thought for you about it. But the 8 of Wands, too, at the heart of the card is about tuning into your purpose. So many of you with this breakthrough energy are breaking through any confusion about what it is you're meant to do in your career, what it is you're meant to do with this specific relationship. Do I stay? Do I go? With this opportunity, is this what's best for me and my family? Yes or no? And just tuning in, and that initial thought is usually your best path to follow. And a lot of times that will even take us into completely new territory. But you are very quickly shifting out of any confusion because that clarity with this Ace of Swords coming in here with the breakthrough energy is leading the charge and underlying your energy this whole month and basically through April if we're really tuning in, because it came out in that near future conditions position of the end of January through February, March, and April. Okay, let's get some additional guidance from our oracle cards. Anything else our wonderful group 2 needs to know for the month of January? And we have the sign of Scorpio with investigate. And I think, yes, you guys, like I were just saying, like, oh, usually your initial thought is your best thought. But, when we do get that really mental bogged confusion kind of energy going on, sometimes it is best to go to the depths. If you've already bypassed that first initial thought and you don't remember what your initial thought was, your initial intuition, normally Scorpio is a very intuitive sign, but Scorpio really likes to dive deep and dig deep into, those emotional waters and, what's in my emotional best interest. So it's like you're finding a balance between not only the mental, under this card was that 8 of Swords, the mental, also the physical, but also the emotional. So you're really getting that nice trifecta of the mental, the physical, and emotional. The only thing really missing in that trifecta is the spiritual, but you've also got that as your outcome. So you're also leaning on that more spiritual energy of your soul to really get you through this month. But some of you might just be wanting to research or investigate something. I'm seeing quite possibly you're looking for something for around your home, or maybe even a beauty product or a natural supplement, something you can take, and you're kind of comparing brands, or, is this probably in my best interest to take this supplement, or, buy this hair tool, whatever it is. And you're doing some investigation, a little bit of research on, what is in your highest good with this product or this idea, this modality, whatever it is. And we also have here the Pisces with sensitize. So there's all that emotion coming in hot. It was kind of evading us, or just not really invested too much in this until now. But also a lot of times Pisces can deal with the illusion of life, very high priestess vibes as well. Some of you might even have moon in Pisces, quite possibly, with the moon here in this shell, and then we got Pisces, or the moon in Scorpio. But you do not necessarily have to have that placement for this to still be your reading, obviously. But then, you know, of course, 8 is associated with the sign of Scorpio and 12 is associated with the sign of Pisces. So those numbers might be relevant to you this month of January, maybe even January 8th, January 12th, something going on where you are really feeling your emotions. You know, that doesn't have to necessarily be bad. But a lot of times you guys this month are using your emotions to dig deeper into that emotion, to investigate, why am I feeling so sensitive? Is this my feeling? Is this my emotion? Is this someone else's emotion? You know, like I say, we don't have to always pick apart and completely dissect every single emotion we have. But if you're feeling like tuning deeper in, that might help you with your breakthrough energy. But that being said, there is a fine line between investigating why we're feeling the way we're feeling and then spiraling into it and becoming it. So it is that kind of fine line that we walk as humans to, you know, are we experiencing the emotion or are we becoming the emotion? And that's the fine line you might be walking this month with these 2 water signs coming in hot for your guidance. So let's get some additional guidance for group 2 for the month ahead, January of 2023. Anything else they need to know? And we have here, come to me, attracting like a rose, receive abundance and desires. So you guys are receiving some abundance, some wisdom. I'm seeing even material and mental happiness. I'm just seeing like happiness is what's coming. And the abundance of happiness. The abundance of being able to receive more happiness in your life. But you're creating a lot of this happiness for yourself with what we've already discussed here. And then we have plant yourself here, integration, embodiment, and grounded action. So all of that emotional stuff you guys are feeling as well, you're grounding that. So if you are feeling very in your feels or in your head, again, you're really staying out of your head with this wish fulfillment with the 8 of Swords beneath this 5 of Pentacles here. That is one of your wish fulfillments, is not being so in your head. But if you are not so much in your head but more in your emotions, one of the best ways you can figure out what's going on emotionally is to get yourself grounded. Take a shower, a cleansing shower, and set the intention to clear any emotional baggage or wounds that just aren't serving you. That tends to really help. Same with a sea salt bath or just a bath in general. Getting out in nature. Those of you that can put your feet in the sand, I maybe a little bit envy you this month, because in the heart of wintertime here in Montana, that's just not a thing. Although once in a great while in the winter, I will just go barefoot out in the snow and get my quick little nature fix as quickly as I can because it's super cold, right? But it's kind of invigorating and kind of thrilling in a way. So even those of you in the more, of course, be safe about it. We don't want any frostbite or, hospital visits or anything, but getting in communion with nature. I mean, even if you have a crystal, in your house, or a plant or a pet, those are great ways also to connect with nature. But getting grounded or connecting to nature is basically the same thing. It helps get you grounded and reconnected to your roots on this planet. All right, because we are at this new beginning of January, and a lot of times we can bite off more than we can chew, especially with Mercury starting out retrograde. We might have to re-examine, a couple of our, things we've put on our plate, biting off more than we can chew. So I wanted to make sure we're getting some self-care messages for the month ahead as well. Just thinking of like New Year's resolutions and feeling like we've got this blank slate, we got to make it the very best we can, and we can't make any mistakes, and no. That's not what we're going for. Mistakes are actually great opportunities for learning and growth. So don't beat yourself up too much if you are making mistakes along the way, because that lets you know that you're learning, you're growing. Usually when we make a big mistake, a big faux pas in our life, we're not going to repeat it, because it's one of the greatest ways we learn lessons is through making mistakes and then be like, yep, not going down that road again. But all that being said, with the busyness of, the holiday season when I'm filming this and then into January, let's take care of ourselves. So it's very funny, I cleared my throat chakra, the gift of command. And it's like, that Merlin energy, that magician energy, that magical energy we got at the beginning is like your wish is your own command. It's like you're commanding things to take place in your life, and then you're attracting it, because you do have that attracting like a rose, receive abundance and desires. So it's almost like you need to speak literally out loud your desires into being. Maybe even lighting a candle or whatever feels appropriate for you to get these, ideas, dreams, wishes, manifestations, get them out out into the ether and, from your lips to God's ears kind of vibe, but really tuning into your inner aspect, because it is that fractal of God or source or whatever you want to call that. We also have the number 19 here, which adds up to 10, which is new beginning. So some of you are doing a lot of, clearing of the throat region and being able to express yourself more creatively, more to the point. You're not frustrated with people not understanding what you're trying to say. You're very, getting to the point. With the gift of command, your wish is your command, and literally speaking certain things into your reality. And we also have here the gift of knowing with the third eye. So yeah, the number 23 here, which adds up to 5. So big changes are coming to the way that you utilize your spiritual gifts. Because really, they're not just spiritual gifts, because we utilize these in the material world as well. Yes, we're using maybe extrasensory gifts, but think of it this way. All the clair gifts that we have, we experience it through the physical vessel in some capacity, right? Claircognizance, we use the physical human brain to get that knowing. Clairvoyance, we use that third eye, or that, kind of internal eye, to see the vision. Clairaudience, we use the ears and the, kind of way the brain interprets frequency of sound to get that message. So we really are using these extrasensory gifts in a very sensory type of way. I think that's very interesting. I've never really tuned into that until just now, and there it is. So that's very cool. But with the gift of knowing, you guys are very claircognizant. That means you just know things. You don't know how you know them, but you know them. And you don't know how you know that you know them, but you know them. Am I confusing you? I hope I'm not confusing you. But yeah, your third eye is really on and popping. You got just this download of information, whether that is just the knowing or also the clairvoyance, seeing, shapes, seeing through the dimensions, seeing a lot of things in your dreams, your meditations, your even daydreams when you're just kind of going about your day and you're daydreaming. Sometimes we can be like, why am I thinking of this? And yeah, a lot of times our thoughts can be hijacked by, darker entities posing as our own thought process. That's usually not. Usually when we have these very intrusive thoughts that are very negative, that's usually outside entity interference getting to us from the inside. But usually this more spiritual support we have from our true guides, not these false light, people, entities parading around as our spirit guides, but the actual spiritual guidance that we get from beyond the veil. It usually is very subtle and very calm. It's not, and unless the times we're in immediate danger, then that voice might get a little louder. But for the most part, you guys are just tuning into the subtleties, and I think you've been doing that for a while, because your past energy here is the High Priestess. So for the past few months, you've really been tuning into the subtleties and beyond the veil. So that is your message group 2 for the month of January. I really do hope this resonated for you. Please feel free to let me know below any thoughts, any stories you want to share in the comments below. And I'm just letting you know, we are rapidly approaching that 1,000 subscriber mark. Maybe even by the time you're watching this, we have approached it. And but anyway, I'm doing the giveaway. So what I would love for you to do, if you would like to win a free reading from me, just go ahead and leave a comment on this video or any of my other pick a card readings, not my daily readings, although I would love for you to feel free to be able to leave comments there, but those won't be included in the giveaway. Just any comment that has been on any single one of my pick a cards, I'm just going and intuitively tuning in and selecting one of your comments. And I'm going to be doing 3 readings. So you have at least 3 shots at trying to win yourself a free 10-minute reading from me. So feel free to leave a comment, and that counts as your entry. Of course, it's best if you can like and subscribe as well. That really does help me here on my channel. I just wanted to say thank you so much for all your likes, comments, shares, subscribes, and your donations. Your donations are never, ever, ever expected, but always greatly appreciated. Link for my PayPal is in the description below, and I hope to see you, Group 2, right back here at Harmony Portal Tarot. Alright, you guys, bye! Hello, Group number 3. Welcome to your January 2023, I can't believe I'm saying that, in-depth prediction or reading guidance for the month ahead. And wow, not only are we starting a whole new year, we are starting it in a Mercury retrograde. Yes, December 29th, 2022, Mercury is going retrograde till January 18th. So those of you that are watching in advance, let me just say it might be a really good idea, any sort of New Year's resolution or goals or plans that you're trying to make at the end of this year, try to make them, if you can quite possibly swing it by the 29th so that they are set in a bit of stone outside of Mercury retrograde. But not only that, the year 2023 is a universal year number 7, which is all about introspection, self-knowledge, self-wisdom, really going within and tuning into your own intuition and using your own inner self as your guide this year. This does not mean that you cannot seek guidance outside of yourself, but this is at least asking you to really come back to center and try to get your highest guidance from your inner self before going outside of yourself. So let's go ahead and move that out of the way, and we will go ahead and figure out, this is going to be your underlying energy for the month of January 2023, and this is the Milk Thistle card with the number 23, which 2023 vibes, I'm loving it, with Peaceful Warrior. So this is really being that warrior of truth, warrior of the light, warrior of all things good, but in a very peaceful way. So let's go ahead. That's going to be your underlying energy, is you're not very combative. Even if you are in any kind of conflict or chaos this month, you're very, I guess, set in what you know to be right, but you're not in doing or communicating or showing up in a very overbearing way. It's a very peaceful, peaceful warrior. Very peaceful energy compared to just a regular old warrior that's just like a barbarian almost. That very barbarian Mars energy when it's in its, most barbaric. I guess the word barbaric just keeps coming up. Okay, so let's see. So this is the past energy you're coming in. We're doing our regular tarot spread. Ooh, we have 9 of Cups, so something really amazing happened. Something wish-fulfilling just happened recently. So for the month of January itself, what do we have? We have here the Magician, magical. So you guys also might have been really drawn to group 2. If that's the case, feel free to check it out. If you're from group 2, hello. All right, what else do we have for the future conditions? So the end of January going into February, March, maybe even as far out as April. And we have here the Elder of Cups or the King of Cups. Try to get these all situated as we go so they look decent and they're not all skewed. All right, so for your best path to follow, apologies for my phone. So, yeah, I'm going to get this one out, and then we're going to break these down even further. So your best path to follow. I actually like seeing the 5 of Swords here, and I'll tell you why when we get there. But again, we're going to break these down as we go along. So wish coming true this month for group 3, we've got the 2 of Pentacles. So anything you're really struggling to balance, you're coming into greater balance this month, which is such a gift for so many of us. Especially me as a Libra Ascendant. I have so much struggle just trying to balance all the areas of life. And we have here the Ace of Wands for your outcome. I love to see that as the outcome because, wow, new ideas are aplenty for you this month. So let's go ahead and start here with the past energy coming in to support you for the month of January. We have that 9 of Cups, so wish fulfillment. So some of you might have had some really big, groundbreaking, wish-fulfilling, happy event happen. This could have been as far back as October of 2022, October, November, December, somewhere in that time frame. Although you can still see some of this play out in January if you feel you missed the boat on that and like, well, nothing great happened, then it will happen in January for those of you. But this to me feels like an emotionally fulfilling thing. So it doesn't have to be some big external thing. This could be a big hurdle you overcome with your bad habit or a belief system or a thought process or something that just held you back that you kind of got control over, or you really took the reins and now you're guiding it in the way that you want it to be. It could be something more subtle like that. But with the Magician here in the month of January itself, this is very amazing to let you know that you are really manifesting whatever it is you're putting out there, either through your thoughts, your actions, your words, your intentions. Please, guys, especially with the Magician, when someone casts a spell, a witch, a magician, when a spell is cast, there is an intention behind it. And think of it this way too, so many of us, even just with the words we use, why do you think they call it spelling? It's casting spells. Intentions are everything. I will go to my grave saying, intentions are everything. When you intend something to happen, even if it doesn't happen exactly as you had hoped, but when you intend, okay, I'm going to eat this meal and it's going to nourish me to the utmost ability that it can, that is so much more beneficial to you than if you just eat the food without setting a single intention. You will start to see the more you set intentions with your life, you will gain greater clarity. You will gain a deeper understanding of who you are on a more soul level. That inner self, that beautiful fractal of God, source, creator, true light, not false light entity or false light constructs, but we're talking your true essence, your true soul, really starts to come to the forefront as you set these intentions to make your life the greatest that you can. Even if you don't know what you need to do, just setting the intention every day and in all sorts of different ways and actions that you're taking, that I am intending that I'm having the best day I possibly can. I'm intending that the foods I eat, the songs I listen to, the people I hang around with are for my highest good. And here's the thing though, that doesn't mean everything around you is going to be all love and light, rainbows, roses, butterflies, and all of that fun stuff. It's going to start to point out when you set these intentions for your highest good, for your highest good, for your highest good, that maybe certain relationships just sure doesn't feel like it's in your highest good, or, that thing you've been eating or drinking sure doesn't make you feel like it's for your highest good. It's because you set these intentions and it's going to become blatantly obvious. Anything that is not in alignment with your highest intention is going to become blatantly obvious, and then that's kind of the indication that, okay, now I can shift. I don't need to pay attention to this TV show anymore, or I don't need to follow that influencer anymore, or whatever it is. Because as you set these intentions, the things that are not in alignment with your highest good will become, like I say, blatantly obvious. So just even setting intentions that you will start to see through the matrix, through the 3D construct, through the false light entities that are parading around as spirit guides and spiritual gurus on this planet, setting the intention that you will see to the truth, to the original blueprint of this planet, of this energy, to see through the illusions, through the constructs, through the falsities, to the truth, you will start to see the truth. And it is one of the most powerful things you can do is set intentions to see to the truth and to do things in your highest alignment. Because a lot of times, our highest alignment as a human, it's not what we're meant to be doing on a soul level. So it might feel good and like, oh, this really feels good, so this must be supporting me. But no, a lot of times what feels good isn't even, we mistake a lot of times when something feels good as it resonating. Those are actually two completely different things. Resonating, sometimes those hard truths resonate even deeper than the things that make us feel good. And we're like, on a deep level, we know, yeah, I'm getting called out right now on my BS, and I'm not here for it, but yet I'm here for it. So yeah, the truth doesn't always feel good. And that's why sometimes we will push truth away, or, intuitively and deep down, of course we know. We know. But on a more surface level, we like, well, that doesn't feel good, so that can't be in my highest alignment. Well, no, it doesn't feel good because you're being routed to your highest alignment. But that's all magician energy. You're dealing a lot with what is for me, what is not for me this month of January. So taking us into the future conditions, the end of January, February, March, all the way through April or so. We've got the King of Cups, the Elder of Cups here. And this really is you finding emotional balance. These waters are not choppy and churning and waves being tossed around, spilling this cup every which way to Sunday. No, this is very still, very clear water. Even though the lighting isn't perfect, you can still see the shadow and the dimension of what's going on beneath the surface. So the King of Cups themselves is someone who's very good. They do not allow the emotions to completely take control, but yet at the same time, they do not suppress the emotions. They find that nice balance of, I'm feeling my emotions, but I'm also letting it flow to keep that equilibrium. And we're going to get more into equilibrium when we get over here to your wish fulfillment. But yes, this might even be someone coming into your life. They don't necessarily have to be a masculine figure, although the king energy usually is a more masculine person. But if it's not a masculine person, it's just someone showing up more in their masculine energy of protector, of taking action, of more authority, but it doesn't necessarily have to be that masculine also equates authority. But this could be an authority figure or someone you really look up to and respect as an authority on whatever topic they are talking about or whatever job they're doing, or, you know, if this is a father figure type of thing, this could be someone in your life that is really helping you, maybe even if they're not physically helping you or, you know, purposely helping you with your emotional balance, just you watching them. It's almost like you're emanating the way they balance their emotions as well. So for your best path to follow, we have the Five of Swords here, which we know this is probably not good advice to, you know, feel like take no prisoners, no winners here. Let's just fight and argue and conflict with each other constantly. In this position, the best path to follow is, of course, because we have the Ace of Swords reigning supreme here. But I'm, again, kind of tying back to group 2 with that kind of sword in the stone energy that we had with Merlin and Arthur, just in the card they used to select their pile. This one right here. You know, very Merlin holding that sword. But it's just getting to the heart, the truth of a situation, while still speaking the truth. This is letting you know that even if certain people, because you spoke your truth, are going to start dispersing like, you know, dust on the wind, or like you blow this little dandelion poof and it just goes to the wind if you speak your truth, again, that's letting you know who is on your side, who is for you, who does understand, and those that can't be on that same frequency will start to disperse. Yes, it could feel very treacherous and very sad and very angrifying. Is that even a word? Angrifying? Probably not. But you just might be all up in your feels about it. But again, you're using these emotions you're feeling to be able to, yes, speak your truth or feel whatever it is. Don't allow someone to tell you to spiritually bypass your feelings, or, you know, just because they're interpreting life a certain way or something you did a certain way doesn't mean you have to do that as well. So this is basically the sword of truth will reign supreme. You speaking your truth, even if it loses you some followers, loses you some customers, loses you some friends or family or whatever, your best path to follow is to speak your truth and seek the truth, no matter what the cost. That's your best path to follow. So back to the equilibrium. Now we have for your wish fulfillment with the Two of Pentacles. You know, usually Two of Pentacles is someone who's kicking butt, taking names, and doing all these things, but they know on a deeper level, I can't go on like this forever because things are out of balance. Things are out of whack. It's too much I'm taking on, and, you know, maybe if it's for a short time, I can, you know, work 20 hours a day, only sleep for 4, and just take a sip of water and a bite of food as I rush past the bathroom after peeing for the 4th time today, and, like, keep on going, keep on keeping on. But they know that's not sustainable. So this, as your wish fulfillment this month, is letting you know that you're finding a better balance, where you're feeling like you're getting all the things done, you are appeasing all of your relationships and showing up for yourself as well, and not feeling like any one area of life is being neglected or pushed aside for this one thing to take complete, precedence in your life. Especially those of you that tend to be more on the workaholic side of things, you're finding ways to get all your work done, but also have enough free time and downtime and family time and friend time, whatever that looks like, to where you're not just work. You're still accomplishing just as much as you were in the past months. It's just you're not having to work as many hours to get all of that stuff done, which is such a gift. I think that is such a great wish fulfillment for you guys for this month ahead. So for your outcome, we have the Ace of Swords. So there might be a fresh new idea specifically toward the end of the month coming in that might flip the script for you. This might completely shift the way that you show up in your own life, the way that you show up for others, just even your sense of purpose and mission on this planet. But also this could be a very strong attraction to someone or something. So those of you that are already in a relationship, this could look like that beautiful spark of, passion and love reigniting, that flame reigniting in your life. Those of you that are my singles, this could look like a strong crush, a strong attraction coming in. Those that are not at all interested in love, this could look like just something you're very passionate about. And even the singles and people in the couple relationship, this could still look like something you're very passionate about. This could be a viewpoint. This could be, astrology, or a healing modality, or a TV show, or a hobby like crocheting or painting, or, you're just feeling very inspired, very passionate about something. And again, aces are just an opportunity. It does not mean a guaranteed sure thing. So, of course, any actions you take or don't take are going to affect your specific outcome for each individual viewer. Okay, all that being said, let's get some additional guidance from our oracle cards for group 3 for the month ahead. We have the North Node with Future. Yeah, and it's very interesting because to me the Magician is a very futuristic kind of energy. So it's like this Magician that you're embodying for the month of January is leading you to your future. It's like that, that destiny. This is very destined here with that, like, I mean, really, Ace of Wands is a very North Node energy in and of itself. It's this wild idea to go in a new direction, which sometimes can feel very scary, but also very exciting. And I love that we've got the 34 over here, which adds up to 7, as we know. 2023 is a universal year number 7 of introspection. So really, being able to go within, really tune into that inner, beautiful light, God source creator aspect of you is going to determine where you're pointed in the future. Yes, we can be inspired by things outside of us, but usually those inspirations outside of us are triggering something inside of us. So even if it looks like, oh, I was super inspired by this dancer or this, YouTube beauty guru or this, sports star, or, my neighbor did this really cool thing and now I want to do this, or, do it my way or whatever it is. Even if you're feeling inspired on these, outside ways, again, remember, it's triggering something within you that's already there, that is asking you to now go in their direction. Even though it might look like, oh, I'm going in this person's direction, that might just be the starting point or kind of the, far off in the distance. I know I'm going somewhere in this region. But along the way, you might dip and dash and detour and do all these things. So everyone's journey is just going to look completely different from everyone else's, even if you're trying the exact same things other people are doing. And then we have here with Gemini with cross-pollinate. Look at this. Yeah, and we got the 3, the number of collaboration and coming together and helping each other, networking with other people. And Gemini, they love to have, conversations with everybody. And I'm a Gemini moon and North Node myself, but yet I'm very introverted. So it takes a very special kind of person for me to put myself out on a limb and go up to somebody, like in person. I'm usually kind of the observer, kind of stand off, and really observe rather than just interject myself. But when I'm at a place where I feel very connected or, it's a like-minded environment, I am going from one to the next to the next. It's like a buffet of just excitement for me. So it's kind of right place, right time, right people is really what I see. It's not just you cross-pollinating with everyone and everything out there. It's a very specific, nuanced group, or, maybe if it's a hobby or like a niche on YouTube that you're doing a lot of content creating around, or, consumption. Maybe you're consuming this content, not creating it. But I see you, if you are consuming it, it's to get that inspiration to then create it, if that makes sense. For some of you, you're being asked to create something new, completely new. And again, the creator themselves, as the Magician here, is in your reading as this month. So there's a lot of creative energy available to you this month, for sure, Group 3. All right, what else does Group 3 need to know for the month of January 2023? We have here morning dew, clarity, a fresh start, and a positive outlook. Yes, you're getting that clarity. I know a lot of times it's the Ace of Swords that's the clarity, but we have that here with the 5 of Swords by speaking your truth, speaking it into being, casting that spell, if you will. You are getting the clarity to create this fresh start. But it really does start with this positive mindset, positive outlook. Again, this is not spiritually bypassing anything negative that might be experienced this month. This is, instead of bypassing it, you're facing it head on to charge right on through it, and not in an overbearing way, because remember, we're not this barbaric Mars energy of the warrior. We're the peaceful warrior. So we're finding very peaceful ways to speak our truth and stand up for ourselves and put ourselves out there. This is not overbearing. This is not over the top. But yet at the same time, energetically, it might feel that way to certain people because they're just not used to this peaceful and quiet warrior energy that you are embodying and really emanating this month. We also have here the fertile void, inner winter, rest, patience, potency, and secret beginnings. And I love that because we have the fresh start energy over here, but then we have secret beginnings. So the main message I'm getting, especially with this combination here, is there might be these opportunities coming in and you're super excited about it. Remember, we've already established exciting ideas, inspiration, passion for something. But this is asking you, before you click off this video, don't go tell and shout it from the rooftops to everybody. how you're inspired by this one thing. Instead, keep that kind of on the DL or down low. Maybe only share that with that very specific group of people, or just kind of keep it to yourself or your family or whatever that is. Because this is secret for a reason. It's not because, oh, someone's going to steal your idea and they're going to do it better and they're going to... No. This is because a lot of times we can trick ourselves into thinking that we've completed or accomplished something by just announcing it and everyone else getting excited about it for us. That almost just gives us that serotonin dip or dose that we need that might actually completely rob us of the experience of actually following through with that thing that we said we're going to do. Case in point for me, writing my book. I have so many people, even just in my hometown, people I went to high school with, that will message me randomly here and there, like, is your book ready yet? I can't wait to read it. And, when I first announced it, people were really, really excited, over the moon about it, because it's set in my hometown, and so many people are excited to read about it, but I kind of almost shot myself in the foot with it, because it really touched this deep part of me, maybe even my ego a little bit, that, wow, yeah, they're excited about it. And of course I was very excited about it, and I wrote it for a while, and then I got sidetracked, and then I wrote some for a while, and then I got sidetracked. I mean, it's written, it's in the 4th draft status as we speak, but it's a 4-part series, so we gotta write the rest of book 2, and book 3, and book 4, and, it's a process, but this is about not spilling all the beans too early on something, because you can almost rob yourself of that experience because you feel like you've almost accomplished it by speaking it out and getting people's feedback. Or the other way that could be is people give you feedback that you don't want to hear, and they really discourage you against going in the direction of your North Node, right? All right, because January is such a, chaotic time coming off the heels of the holiday season, and it's a brand new, fresh slate, new beginning, which, yes, it is for you guys this time. Definitely a secret beginning, though, for a lot of us. This is a time for you to not feel so overburdened with, New Year's resolutions, clean slate, I gotta do everything right, no mistakes. No, none of that here. Instead of that, we're balancing, we're doing things in moderation, and we're taking care of ourselves. So let's get some self-care messages for you, group 3. Is this 2? It is 2, look at that. For January, self-care message number 1, the gift of connection with the crown, and the number 27. So the gift some of you might be receiving this month is that gift of connection, that gift of intimacy, and intimacy doesn't always have to be sexual, let's just put that out there, with another person. So this is you coming into union with someone else, whether this is a child, a friend, a family member, a lover, whatever it is. You're really having this deep connection with somebody. And because this is the crown chakra energy here, this could be coming in from beyond the veil. This could be your crossed over loved ones. Again, those of you that have watched my recent, the time of some of you watching this, it might be not so recent, but one of my live streams over on Harmony Portal Tarot, it's a live stream I did called Awakening from the Awakening. Check it out if you want to know that deep dive. But basically the first hour of that live stream is just me getting real candid with you guys about some recent feelings and thoughts. And making sure and setting those intentions that we say are so important this month and forever. Intentions are so important. But intending to connect with your actual crossover loved ones. Not these false light entities parading around and pretending and masquerading to be our crossed over loved ones. There's a very, Spirit's checking in on my phone like, yes, it's very, very nuanced. Make sure when each and every time you do connect or try to connect with any spirit guide or crossover loved one or whatever that looks like for you, that you are setting those deep intentions to only connect with the true soul essence of these beings or these crossed over loved ones, and not any false light constructs or entities parading around as your loved ones. We also have, this came out in group, was it group 2 or group 1? I don't remember. One of the other 2 groups. It's been a minute since I've filmed it. I think it was group 2. So especially those of you that have really been drawn to group 2, this is double confirmation. Group 2, soul lessons with the heart chakra, joy, and that kind of soul brother, soul sister energy, finding the balance, coming into union. Gemini is the lover's card in the tarot as well, and with the gift of connection, your connections really are important. So really all 3 groups, because the community aspect and connection aspect with group 1 was just as valid as group 2 and 3, if not maybe more, I don't know. All 3 groups really do have that underlying energy of, yes, we're balancing out connecting to ourselves, that inner, true source, God, creator, light within us, and also other people. So it's about finding the balance, but the self-care message really here is to connect, not to just be this island, this solitary person all on your own, which can happen in 2023, because again, the energy of the universal year number 7, numerologically speaking, is about going within. Does not mean we have to ignore everyone all year, no. In fact, we need to balance all that introspection with some partner time or children time or hanging out with our loved one time. But also have fun. Connect with that inner child with the joy message here is so, so, so important. So that is your message, group 3, for January 2023. I really do hope it resonated for you. Please feel free to comment below any stories you want to share, any thoughts. I always love to hear from you guys. And I'm just letting you know, we are rapidly approaching that 1,000 subscriber mark. Maybe even by the time you're watching this, we have approached it. And but anyway, I'm doing the giveaway. So what I would love for you to do, if you would like to win a free reading from me, just go ahead and leave a comment on this video or any of my other pick a card readings. Not my daily readings, although I would love for you to feel free to be able to leave comments there, but those won't be included in the giveaway. Just any comment that has been on any single one of my pick a cards, I'm just going and intuitively tuning in and selecting one of your comments. And I'm going to be doing 3 readings. So you have at least 3 shots at trying to win yourself a free 10-minute reading from me. So feel free to leave a comment, and that counts as your entry. Of course, it's best if you can like and subscribe as well. That really does help me here on my channel. Thank you so much, group 3, for all your likes, comments, shares, subscribes, and your donations. Your donations are never ever expected, but always greatly appreciated. Link for my PayPal can be found below, and I really truly do hope to see you, group 3, right back here at Harmony Portal Tarot. All right, you guys, bye!